issues with the transcription. We had an instance of wrong attribution.
Yes.
Yes, where one person spoke and it was attributed to
another person.
That is so.
Okay.
There were also the transcription was also not verbatim. It wasn't verbatim transcription. There are instances where words have been replaced and sentences rephrased, generally. And then we also noticed the fact that the transcription and the audio, when compared, will appear to have been edited. There's no flow, the flow of conversation. In some portions, the people at the meeting will be speaking about one thing, and then it jumps into another area. So these are the general
observations
that I had.
Okay, fine. Now, do you see portions of the transcription which represents you, what you said?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Are there portions of the transcription that can never be attributed to you?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, what are the portions, please?
Mr. Chairman, if you go to page 3 of the transcription.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Line 8.
Yes.
I saw something that I want to find out. I was doing that because we will go on retirement, maybe confident, and to work for and to change power. I don't remember we discussing anything like that.
That represents what Chief Bugri Nabu said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not yours. That's
yes.
Alaji.
Yes.
Yes.
Then when we go to page 4, line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because I wouldn't want doctor to become the flag bearer and we lose the elections. Mr. Chairman, as I sit here, I can't remember.
You cannot remember?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
But this piece of transcription, did you have a voice correlation on the audio?
Yes. It was on the audio. Yeah.
And is that your voice or it's been improvised?
The voice resembles my voice, but I can't remember making those statements.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I can't remember.
Okay.
I'm not denying or accepting because I can't remember.
Yes.
Chairman.
So therefore, you are having memory challenges in relation to your own voice.
The Chairman, it's not everything that you say that you can remember anytime.
Yes. You see, so what will jolt your memory is your own voice on the tape. Is that not so?
Yes.
Yes.
But I can't remember saying it, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner, that is the way of life. You can't remember everything. But you can't deny your own voice. I put it to you.
Mr. Chairman,
you can't deny your own voice.
I can't deny my own voice, but I can doubt a voice that resembled my voice.
So the inference is that you are saying that somebody is trying to mimic you. Is that what you are saying?
Exactly, Mr. Chairman. I'm
All
doubting
right.
that voice.
All right, that
Yes,
is
Mr.
fine.
Chairman.
Okay, fine. So that is a very, very interesting dimension to this, that somebody is trying to set him up. That's fine. Now, I want you to take the transcribed document and delineate all that you admit before we proceed. So please, can you, you might have done that already. I have a red pen here if you want to do so. All that you accept and you remember, be good enough to just underline, and then we'll take it up from there.
Mr. Chairman, yes. What I did is a reverse of what you are asking me to do. But I tried to look for those that I don't remember.
Okay.
So now if I have to talk about those that I remember saying, maybe and then I will need to read, and then when I see something, then I tell you that I said this.
You see, with the greatest of respect, you having 3 lawyers. You are, with your good self, you have 3 lawyers. And we gave you a huge space. So you do a good comparison. So you know what has happened. But right now, it seems to me, you are now talking about the fact that you remember some things and you don't remember something. Because I thought the purpose of the exercise was to do the comparison. And then you know what you accept. And then you also know what you do not accept. That's all. That comparison hasn't been done here.
That's all. Mr. Chairman, I think what the witness is trying to say is that when he did the comparison, he rather focused on the portions that cannot be attributed to him. But your question was for him to state what can be attributed to him. So what we have here really has marks of portions that he does not confirm. So it will just be the reverse. If he hand
the reverse is true.
That's so.
So if by your own permutation, if there are some that you accept, then by comparison you should know what you don't accept. Is that not so? That's very logical.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. That's why I said I'm going to look through now.
Yes.
Because those that I don't accept, I've marked it so that I'll be reading those that I accept.
But that is inherent in the exercise you did.
Yeah.
So the exercise you did, you were walking through what you accept. And by necessary inference, you will know what you don't accept. Because how can you know what you accept if you cannot tell us what you do not accept? They go hand in hand.
Mr. Chairman,
yes, sir.
I think we are actually talking about the same thing. The comparison that he did, he has marked portions of where he doesn't accept. Yes. So all the portions which are not marked are portions that he accepts. So as we sit here, we have that in our hands. But his confusion, I'm sorry about that, but his issue with the question was that you were asking him to give you all the portions that he accepts. Mark those ones out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very well.
And I thought that is why you took our time away. Is that not so?
Yes, we did.
So let me have it. Those that he accept, mark it, accept. Because we're going to question him on what he has said.
Very well.
Okay.
Yes. So but that's the only copy that we also have.
Yes.
We will want the committee to have it, make copies.
Have you also marked out what you accept?
The portions that you don't accept are very few marked, and they are marked out. So all others are accepted. Otherwise, the paper will be a lot of.
Yes.
All others have been accepted.
All of them have been accepted.
Yes.
Okay, so I want him to tender it in evidence. Give it to him, let him tender it in evidence.
Well, Mr. Chairman wants me to lead him to do that.
No. It's
Otherwise,
simple.
okay.
So, the transcript is hereby tendered in evidence. That's all.
Mr. Chairman, as my counsel said, we've marked the portions that we don't accept.
Yes.
All others
Accepted.
are accepted.
So tender it in evidence.
Right, tendered it
Yes,
in evidence.
very good. We'll make a copies now. Yes.
Chairman, respectfully.
Yeah, I want to mark it. Should I?
Yes. But since he's saying that
Yes.
those portions that he's marked are not accepted,
Yes.
I don't think there will be more than, would there be more than 10 paragraphs?
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 9 paragraphs, Mr. Chairman, but not all the paragraphs. There are some just section of those paragraphs.
Chairman, I suggest that once it's been tendered, they'll make copies of those portions that is marked.
Yes.
Then the rest we have it already, and we can
No, they should be all.
all of them.
Yes. So that
The 45 pages.
you can situate it properly. Yes.
Okay, no problem.
So let the records reflect the transcription, which was exacted from the audio tape and perused by Commissioner George Mensah in the company of 2 solicitors of the Superior Court of Judicature, in which what he has accepted is duly marked, and what is rejected is also marked. What is accepted is not marked.
Exactly.
Okay. In which what is accepted is not duly marked is hereby tendered in evidence and marked as Exhibit 1. Okay, so colleagues who want to see what, you accepted, and then the cross-examination will continue, if you like. I think we should spare a moment to photocopy it. We are not many here. Yes. In the meantime, we can continue whilst we wait for you. Now, Commissioner, with the greatest of respect, what advantage did you seek to achieve by engaging Chief Bugre Nabu?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For now, my engagement with Mr. Bugre Nabu did not give any advantage except the fact that my name and my pictures are trending in the whole world.
Now,
people who had not even heard my name,
no, sir.
seen me before.
Yes, no, sir.
Yes.
Counsel, I made a mistake, but let me find out. Did you people have lunch? Or you were too busy?
We were too busy.
Oh, I'm sorry? Lunch was provided. Okay, fine.
Let's give them some 50 minutes.
Do you want us to excuse you so you have some lunch?
Mr. Chairman, no, we want to proceed.
You want to proceed? Commissioner and Counsel, listen to me carefully so that it doesn't become a challenge. I'm saying that I'm talking about the matters which predated The tip. You get the point? Yes. So, what advantage did you want to secure by engaging Chief Bugri Nabu?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Now I've gotten the question very clear.
Please, yeah.
Yes, very clear. Mr. Chairman, my going to Mr. Bugri Nabu was through his own invitation, and the purpose was that the current IGP, the probability that they are going to change him is high, and they are looking for somebody who can do the job and do it well.
Whose thinking was that? Who was thinking like that? Is it Bugri Nabu who invited you?
Mr. Chairman, maybe when I complete my statement, you will get the answer from what I'm going to say.
But I want to understand your premise. If not, I'll lose the conclusion. Let me find out from you. You are testifying that you didn't go to Bugri Nabu, he invited you. And what was the purpose of his inviting you?
Mr. Chairman, that is what I was going to say. Yes. The purpose of me going to Mr. Bugri Nabu inviting me was that one of my boys, the police officers, have gone to tell him that if they are looking for a new Inspector General of Police, then the man that he thinks can do the job and do it well is Commissioner George Alex Mensah. And Bugri Nabu said, oh, is that so? Then bring him and let me see him. That is why I ended up at Bugri Nabu's office.
Did you get the impression that Chief Bugri Nabu was scouting for a new IGP?
My impression was that, yes, he was scouting for a new IGP.
Can I infer, therefore, that he was dissatisfied with the work of the current IGP?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, he made it clear. And that is why I was even surprised about some of the audio that I said the audio was edited, because he said so many things about this current IGP and what he has done and what he's not doing, and the promise he gave him that he has not satisfied the promise, and the fact that likelihood of him being changed is about 100%, and they are scouting for one person who can do the work well.
I can see now your memory is working, you know. Your memory is working so strong. Please, Commissioner, who is this go-between? You've mentioned somebody who is like a go-between, you know, the one who said certain good things about you to Chief Bugri Nabu, and therefore they should bring you to him to meet the person who can do the job better. Who is this go-between?
Mr. Chairman, that is Superintendent George Asare.
Okay. Yes, Honorable, I don't want to say you are in contempt of the chair, but I don't know why you exceeded your time, and the whole thing was because of you. We need to rise. I don't know. Are you ready to continue with the... You are waiting for the document. Okay, so let me see to... Are you also waiting for the document, or...
Oh, me, I can continue.
You can continue. Assist you or anybody else to become an IGP.
Honorable Chair, I had, because I knew or I've heard his name when it comes to MPP party circles, that he was a former chairman, he's a friend of the president. So once my boy told me that the man says he's ready to recommend me, but he wants to see me. I said, why not? If somebody wants to see you, not for a bad thing, but a good thing, I will go.
I understand. Okay, let me give space to Vice to further interrogate the matters.
Commissioner, you went to see Buguri Nabu to lobby for you to become IGP to replace Dr. Akufo-Dampare. Now, why were you interested in replacing Dr. Akufo-Dampare as the IGP?
Mr. Chair, if you heard me right, Mr. Buguri Nabu told Mr. Sari that the IGP is likely to be changed and they are looking for a replacement.
Did you find out why Buguri Nabu told you they were looking for a replacement for the current IGP?
Yes, I did.
What did you establish?
What he said was that they want to change him because they don't like the kind of work that he's doing. That's all what he said.
But you have insisted yourself that the current IGP is not managing the police service to your expectation. Now, Commissioner, what would you have done differently?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, I have insisted that he is not managing the service very well. Why? Because now, as we speak, he has shut up the mouth of every police officer, including the Public Affairs Department. Nobody speaks.
Well, I am advised. So I will change my line of questioning. But, well, now let me take you back to some of the things you said. No. Sorry? No, I will get him to. Okay. Yes. Now, Commissioner, you recall you said in the audio that, yes, this man sitting up there will not help our party. This man sitting up there. You can reference page 4 of the record. The transcript.
We don't have it. They've surrendered it.
Oh, they've surrendered it?
Yeah, to us. Yeah.
That is so.
This is what they are bringing. Yeah, so, yeah, they are running copies.
We have the benefit of our colleagues.
Oh, you have the benefit of your police copy. So look at it if you can answer.
Yes, he said yes. This man sitting up there will not help our party. What kind of help were you referring to?
Mr. Chairman, one of the points you marked. Please wait. Mr. Chairman, in the absence of his record, which he has marked portions that he doesn't remember saying, it's difficult to compare what we have of our colleague, which is not marked, yes, with what has been sent for the, yes. So it's a bit difficult for us.
I marked it, I don't remember.
COP Mensah is Superintendent Asare your friend?
Mr. Chairman, Asare worked under me as a regional police commander, Accra.
Oh.
So he knows me, and I know him. He is not a friend that, you know, we meet aside from work and do things, no. But he knows me and I know him.
And you are very confident to be speaking concerning very critical matters while he's seated with you.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, because I dealt with him on several issues as a regional commander. So I have confidence in him.
Do you expect him to confirm the issues that were discussed at the behest of Chief Bukri Nabu? Sorry?
Is it? Mr. Chairman, I expect Asare to speak on what he said. Discussions I had with Bukri Nabu was me and Bukri Nabu. He might be there, but he might not hear or get all what we said.
Commissioner Mensah, please, I just have this simple question for you. What's the name of the gentleman who came and informed you that Mr. Chief Bukri Nabu wanted to see you? Who is that person?
Mr. Chairman, that is Mr. George Alex Mensah.
So we are here to deal with that. Okay, thank you.
Yes, Commissioner, in the course of the discussion or conferencing or whatever you had with Chief Bukri Nabu, at some material time, Superintendent Asare was there, physically.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, he was there. But as I said, if he heard, because I was talking to Bukri Nabu, Asare was sitting at the back. If he heard it, yes, he can confirm. But I cannot say that he heard everything that I was saying to Bukri Nabu.
Were the two of you expecting that Superintendent Asare will hear what we're saying? Were you expecting that he would hear it? Or you didn't want him to hear it? In the same meeting?
Mr. Chairman, what I was telling Bukri Nabu was meant for Bukri Nabu. But Asare could have heard it.
And if he heard it, then he will confirm it. Is that not so?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Your good friend here, you know, he, was the reason for the adjournment, you know. He says now he has the basis to continue with his interrogation. And I think he has the floor. So please listen carefully. So this is a teacher people affair.
I see.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to remember. Yes, I'm trying to remember. Actually, I'm a product of the QSDA. Yes, I'm a product of that school. I was there for my sixth form course. Yes, and I was the school prefect in 1994. So it may be right. Anyway, I have to do my work as bestowed on me under the Constitution. And so, COP, I've received a copy of the transcript that you went through and have made some markings. I'm taking you to page 4. Page 4. Page 4, Speaker 2. Because I wouldn't want doctor to become the flag bearer. And then you have put some question marks there, and it appears you've written something that cannot be read. Can you read what you have written there for us to?
What I've written there is that I don't remember saying that, Mr. Chairman.
You don't remember saying that?
Saying that, yes.
You recall that yesterday, this same portion was read to you by Honorable Agaga. And, this is Parliament House. Everything you say here is recorded. And if you want us to give you the scripts, it can be done within a twinkling of an eye. As you speak, I have a copy of whatever transpired yesterday, and every member here has a copy. this was the question that was posed to you yesterday, and this is the answer you gave. I just want to remind you so that you can reconcile your position on this yesterday with what you're saying today. Honorable Agaga asked the question. I said, let me take you back to the substantive issue. You see, captured in the audio, these are some of your own statements. You said, because I would not want doctor to become the flag bearer. In fact, he referred to this statement. And then he said, this is captured in the audio. Do you agree to the fact that these statements attributed to you are captured in the audio, which was played to your hearing, Commissioner? And this was your answer. Yes, I made it.
Mr. Chair, the question was, did you hear that this statement was in the audio? I said, yes, I heard it.
No.
I made it is different from I heard it.
And if you listen to the question.
Counsel, I heard it is different from I made it. That means if you say you made it, that means you made a statement.
I didn't say.
You didn't say that.
I remember saying.
Okay. Yes.
I remember saying that I heard it, but I don't remember that I said it.
Commissioner, I'm pleading with you to be careful, because both of us are professionals, lawyers. You see, if you want us to play back what happened at the last sitting, it can be played back. Oh. Because, do you know, you are trying to even indict the Secretariat that they've again, edited what you said. You see, so please, 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 I'm begging you. I wouldn't want to go too far with this matter, but if you believe that today the Secretariat had attributed something you didn't say, it will play back your voice, which was not the one on the tape, but right here. So please, let's be very careful. Counsel, you get the full implications of what I'm saying. Let's be very, very careful. Because I told you, and I want to insist, that there is no malice aforethought. And there's no way anybody will sit here and we will mess the person up. We will never do that. It will be bad to do that. So, do you want me to get the Secretariat to play back your voice? Commissioner, if you want it, we need to play back your voice, because you are trying to challenge the integrity of what the Parliament is recording, the proceedings. Yes,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I am not in any way challenging what they have put down. He asked me, do you remember saying this? And I'm saying that I don't remember saying that. And this is what I remember saying.
Commissioner, only yesterday, what he was trying to draw your attention to was what transpired yesterday before this committee. You see? So the testimony is what culminated in the proceedings. So he's reading back the proceedings to you. Like somebody saying that the judge did not record the proceedings well, you know. So this is what it is. So please, it's not about the tape issues. It's about yesterday's proceedings. Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, if that was what I said yesterday, then maybe I didn't say what was in my mind, because what I'm saying today is what I intend saying, that I don't remember saying that.
See,
So if I said that yesterday,
yes, you want to change it.
yes, Mr. Chairman.
But that's what I asked you. That was my initial question when we came over here. I said to you that, is there anything you said previously and on reflection you want to change? And you said no. You remember I said that? Yeah, that was my initial thing. You see, Commissioner, you need to maybe pipe down, you see, because these matters should be very fresh in your memory. Just yesterday. Okay, so he says, so why don't you read it to him again? If he wants to change it to be part of the record, we will see how we evaluate what he's saying. Yeah.
So, Commissioner, which one do you want to change now?
Please, my dear colleague, read it to him again. You see, because what you read to him is now a challenge. So be gracious enough to read the question from Agaga, the vice, you see, and his response yesterday. And then you will refresh his memory. Yes, please.
In fact, yesterday, Honorable Agaga read a statement attributed to you from the audio in question. And then, let me read exactly what he said.
Yes, do that.
Because, I'm quoting, because I will not want doctor to become the flag bearer, and then we lose elections. Then it goes on, gave you the position, break the 8. Meanwhile, this IGP is not correct. Allow you there, you have done politics. You know elections is not just, sometimes elections, mafia work is inside the Alaji, no, not at some time. As for that one, then you said, I am just saying. Then Alaji comes in, mafia work is inside, not on some time. It is not some time, it is. Then you said, yes, and this man sitting up there will not help our party to do anything. And the question was, this is captured. This is what Honorable Agaga asked you yesterday. This is captured in the audio. Do you agree to the fact that these statements attributed to you are captured in the audio, which was played to your hearing, Commissioner? And then you answered, yes, I made it. And so I wanted you to reconcile your answer to this question yesterday with the answer you are giving today.
Honorable Chair, Mr. Agaga yesterday, out of this portion, did not ask just one question. He asked a question as to the mafia work, and I agree that yes, I said it. And I explained that when we come to mafia work, I was talking about if proper security is not provided at your stronghold, the opposition can come and cause a mess and people will not come to vote and you're likely to lose the election. But when he went to where it is written that I said, doctor, and he said, which doctor was you referring to? I said, I don't remember saying that.
You see, Mr. in that very statement, we are talking about a doctor. And then you also said that this IGP is not correct. It is also in the same statement. And then the mafia work is also in the same statement. So when you look at the proceedings, Honorable Agaga asked you this first question and then proceeded to ask you a question about the mafia. Yes. The responses are here. And then he proceeded to ask you a question about the issue about whether IGP is correct or not. And you admitted that indeed the IGP is not correct. All these things are in the statement. And then you said you made it. And you explained. And so I'm becoming confused that today you sit before this committee to deny knowledge of this statement. That's my worry.
Mr. Chair, the only part of the statement that I did not accept is about a doctor.
Okay. Okay. So you don't accept the doctor?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
That you didn't say doctor. Is that the case? Because the whole statement is being attributed to you. And so are you saying to the committee that you did not mention doctor there?
I said I don't remember saying that to Bugri now.
Okay. Okay. So if I ask you, I'm asking you now. This statement is on the audio and it's being attributed to you that you have made this statement because I wouldn't want doctor to become the flag bearer and then we lose the elections. Gave you the position. You have the document. Break the age. Meanwhile, this IGP is not correct. Alaji, you there, you have done politics. You know elections is not just, sometimes elections, mafia work is inside though. Did you make the statement?
Mr. Chair, some portions of the statement I did not, some I made.
The statement, can you repeat it, please?
So some portions of the statement, I don't remember making it, but some portions.
Which are those portions? Those you don't remember?
I don't remember mentioning the name of that because I wouldn't want doctor to become a flag bearer and we lose elections. I don't remember making that statement. But for the rest of it,
you made
I made it, yes.
Okay.
Commissioner, this dimension of doctor, did you hear your voice on the audio? Or somebody is trying to play with your voice?
Mr. Chair, I heard my voice on the audio. And yesterday I said, yes, I heard my voice, but I don't remember saying it. That's the answer I gave yesterday.
But it is very natural that what you forgot, hearing your own voice, should remind you that you said that. Is that not so?
Yes, it is natural.
So, because of the memory lapses, which is the lot of humanity, you can forget. Be very careful that when you hear your voice and you identify it as your voice, then you should know you said it. That's it. Because it can't be otherwise. You see, the voice that you are speaking to us now is being recorded. When you become whatever, the next 5 years, you might not remember all that happened here. But immediately they play back your voice. it should jolt your memory, and you need to accept that, yes, that's my voice. That is all that we're trying to achieve, you know. And let's get it that simple, and it will be fine.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. But my problem is that because of technology, you might hear some voices that looks like your voice, but you don't remember saying those things because anybody can put anything anywhere. Sometimes you can see your picture, which is not even yours, but it's your picture.
Okay.
Now, on the same page, COP Mensah, with the aid of your solicitors, you have accepted the statement that is attributed to you and as the last statement down there, the same page 5, page 5 now, page 5. Go to page 5, the last statement. You have accepted that one. And that statement reads, they thought because we were also fighting the position, that is why we are destroying him. But when he started arresting party people, that is when they saw that, we said, we told you, but you did not listen. Sitting down, watching, you all watch and go to opposition. You have accepted this one as your statement. Is that not correct?
Yes, I said it.
So you are advising the MPP then? Is it an advice to the MPP that
I was
they will go?
advising Pukri Nabu.
Okay. You all watch and go to opposition. Was that may refer to Bugri Nabu alone or his party? Let's be candid.
Mr. Chairman, I was talking to Pukri Nabu.
And then when you go, okay, you want to make a follow-up. Then when you go up the same page, Speaker 2, media, I have been MPP member since long time. And now you are saying that we should omit the MPP and insert, is it UP? No, you have indicated something I want to understand.
Mr. Chair, I think this issue came yesterday, and I said same thing, the UP.
So you admit the entire statement except
Eric,
the use of MPP. Is that correct?
No, Eric. Let's refresh Commissioner's memory. What you said yesterday is on record. You said you were born into the UP tradition, but that is different from.
I've been an MPP member.
Yes, that is different from what is captured here. You see? So what Honorable Opoku wants you to do is to speak to what is captured on page 5. You tried to make an insertion, right, which suggests that we should substitute MPP with UP. That is very different from what you told the committee yesterday about UP. You wanted the committee to understand that you were born into the UP tradition. And so by implication, you are a UP tradition member. But here you were very emphatic about MPP. So you see, the substitution wouldn't work.
Mr. Chair, that is why I said, if that's not the only thing I wrote there. If you look, I said, point, remember, I don't remember making that statement. Yes.
Yesterday, this was the question I posed to you, and I have your answer here. You have been an MPP member a long time before you joined the service. Is that correct? and this was your answer. Mr. Chairman, my family has been with the UP tradition since I was born, and we have remained there until now. That was the answer you gave yesterday.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, and I will not run away from that.
That's right.
That is true.
That's right. And so on page 5, you are saying that you should remove the MPP and insert UP. And then again, you are saying you don't remember. So which one do you want us to take? Because you could have simply said, I don't remember making this statement. But you have also given indication that you wanted us to remove MPP and insert UP. So my understanding is that if we remove the MPP and put in UP, probably that will be your statement.
No, okay.
Mr. Chairman, this script, we never knew that you were going to ask us to make something on it and bring it to you. Some of the things, I noted it before Mr. Chairman said we should make things, this UP tradition that I put there yesterday myself. It's not meant for today. No. So please, take that one out.
Yesterday?
Yes, take that one out.
Okay. No, he's saying that was done yesterday.
No, he spoke about UP tradition yesterday.
Yeah.
On the paper.
Yes.
He's saying that.
What he's saying is that,
Listen. Okay.
all he's trying to say is that he wrote certain things on the document at a time he didn't know would be asking him to give indication as to which portions of the transcript he accepts or rejects. And therefore, when he wrote UP, it was just notes that, is that not what you said?
No. Please. Your notes on the transcribed document. It's not what he's talking about, though. No. It is the verbatim reporting of what transpired yesterday. And that is what it's making reference to. Not your notes, your handwritten that you say UP.
So correction.
Yes.
What the page you referred us to, Honorable referred us to, that's page 5.
Yes.
There is an insertion here by him.
That's not what he's referring to.
That's what he referred us to. Yes.
Still on page 5.
Page 5 of what?
Page 5 of the verbatim reporting. Mm-hmm.
Okay. The secretary, yeah.
Yes.
Exhibit 1.
Mm-hmm. The first statement, he will not. Look at this assign off. He has picked every police officer to assign off now, including all the big men in Accra. They've all gone to assign off. What are they going to do? So that we will help. Policemen will be there. How do we? Hey, we shouldn't make that mistake at all. This one, you have, by our arrangement, it's like you have confirmed that this is your statement. Is that correct?
Yes, I said it.
Is that correct?
Yeah, I said it.
Okay. And then I'm taking you to page 6. With military men, he is fighting with the army, the armed forces, page 6. The second one, speaker 2, the second one. With military men, he is fighting with the army, the armed forces. This one, you have confirmed this as your statement. Is that correct?
Yes, I made that statement, and I still stand by it.
That the IGP is fighting with the army. Is that the statement? Yes. We want to understand it. Okay. Okay. Then the first one, Speaker 2. So, Alhaji, whatever we need to do to get somebody else to supervise these elections, we need to do, because, as we speak, this IGP, he is not good. He is not fine with the military officers. This one too, you confirm as a statement coming from you.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I said it. As I said yesterday, I will say it everywhere I go.
And so when you said, so, Alhaji, whatever we need to do, the we was representing which group of people? We, including yourself, which group of people were you referring to?
I was referring to myself and Alhaji.
The two of you. And then Speaker 2, the third statement. I don't know. You find out. If any army officer is your friend, call him and ask him, how do you see this IGP? He will tell you he has been arresting military cars, commanders' cars. Yes, find out yourself. Is this also your statement? This is also from the audio.
Yes, I said it, and I still stand by it.
Okay. Then the last one. Alhaji, we tell people, you, because I didn't know you, so I cannot just get up and come to you and then tell you this. But those that we know, we tell them perfectly. But when you tell them, they think, oh, Mensah, maybe it is because you wanted to be IGP and they didn't give it to you. That is why. This is also your statement. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I said it.
Good. And then page 7. Page 7 is just a short one. Page 7. The father comes from Krobo and the mother is from Oti region. You know, if you count from the last Speaker 2, is the third one. The third one, the last from the last. 1, 2, 3, yes. The father comes from Krobo and the mother is from Oti region. Is it your statement?
Yes. Yes,
who are you talking about?
We are talking about the Inspector General of
Police. Okay. This one, you confirm that is your statement. So straight away, we answer the questions and then we proceed.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, that's my statement. I said it.
Yeah, because his party was in power.
Yes.
So who was the person being spoken about?
Mr. Dampare.
Dampare, who,
yeah.
And what party was it? His party?
NDC.
NDC?
Yes.
Okay, so you think that, or you claim that the current IGP is an NDC member. Is that correct? Because he said because his party was in power. Is that correct?
I'm not saying he was a member of NDC.
No, he said his party.
You can be a sympathizer. You don't need to be a member.
What is the difference between a sympathizer and a member?
Members have membership cards.
Okay, and sympathizers?
Sympathizers vote for those parties.
They just vote them. Okay. And so they can also, sympathizers can also say that this is my party. Is that correct? Okay. So you can say that MPP is your party because you are a sympathizer. Is that not correct?
I have been with the UP tradition for life, and I will still be there.
Yesterday, you said that you are a sympathizer of the NPP.
Of course.
Yes. And so
And I will continue to be there. I
If
will
a
not lie.
sympathizer can describe a political party as my party, then in the same vein, you can describe the NPP as your party. Is that not correct?
Yes.
So NPP is your party?
Yes, but I'm not a card bearer, and it's my party.
Let's proceed. Okay. Page 10. You've written something that I cannot read. If you can read for us, the top there.
I wrote there is national.
National. Or was it for your own use, or it's for your own? It's not for. Okay. So you wanted to say that you didn't say Russian, but you said national. Is that correct? Because in the audio, it is reported as Russian, and you have written the national. Are you indicating to the committee that it wasn't Russian but national?
That was some of the mistakes those who transcribed made. Instead of
okay.
National,
Okay.
he wrote
So you
Russian.
said national. It wasn't
Yes.
Russian. Okay. And then page 11 too, you have written something there. If you can read for us, because I can't see it.
Chair, that was my personal note. It wasn't meant for the committee.
Okay.
He was appointed IGP, and the CB came in all the papers. And it is from there that I made this comment.